Most charter brokers will have visited the yachts they charter to their clients and will know their features well. They may also have met and be well acquainted with the captain and crew. However, there are other areas where the charter broker has less control over the likely success of a charter. An important area is wine. In many cases, charterers will spend more on wine than all other provisioning put together. A charterer can so easily be disappointed if the wines are badly chosen, or if those chosen are not a good match to the food being served on board. Unlike highly trained wine professionals in restaurants, many yachting crew personnel will have had little training on how to choose or store wines correctly, and how to decant and serve them at the correct temperatures. Join us as we take you through the many ways VSF can ensure that, as far as wines are concerned, your charter is a success and a highly enjoyable experience for your clients.
We quickly recognised that the yachting industry was becoming more and more a hospitality business. Simply being a supplier was no longer enough. Our success has come from hard work, effort, and going that extra mile with things like wine courses and helpful advice.
And I'm in absolutely no doubt that it's this service aspect that has been essential to ensuring that Vsf Frontier has now become the best and the foremost supplier to the biggest and most important super yachts in the world.
The quality, the professionalism, the reliability, the fact that the wines have been taken care of, stored in optimum conditions, are being delivered in optimum conditions, and it just inspires a climate of confidence, and that's what these super yachts want.
When it comes to selecting wines, the VSF team is very dedicated.
I get great satisfaction out of recommending wines that I know I've tried myself and I can actually describe in great detail. Our tastings take place over a series of weeks in which we try hundreds and hundreds of wines. About 20 are tried for each particular category of wine, which means that about 19 are rejected. Therefore guarantees a very fine wine list for our customers in which they can have utmost confidence.
The VSF approach is always a willingness to please. I think the last thing customers want to hear about are problems and negatives, but I believe that if you start with a positive attitude and a belief that it can be done, then the chances are it will be done.
In this high-pressure industry, reliable deliveries are crucial.
Yacht crews are often under an awful lot of pressure. Our job is to ease that pressure by providing a fast, efficient service that they can rely on. We build a close relationship with the yacht crews. We're a very dedicated team and we know how much they depend on us.
Tailback all the way to junction 40 Mandelieu on the westbound side.
The company require that we get to each boat on time with our deliveries, so an important part of the job is to plan our route effectively to avoid any traffic congestion.
The VSF Crew Review. A vital aspect of customer satisfaction is ensuring that the wines are properly stored.
Wine is very picky about how it is stored. One of the problems we have here on the Côte d'Azur is the big temperature changes between summer and winter. At VSF, we're more or less unique in having these underground cellars where the temperature is more or less constant, and the customers of VSF can be very confident the wines are going to arrive in the best possible condition.
Wherever you are in the world, VSF can supply the finest wines. When shipping by air, VSF ensures each bottle is packed in special damage-proof casing.
Undamaged.
And when your charters start in the Caribbean, VSF are there too, offering your clients the largest selection of fine wines from their base in St. Martin.
Here in the Caribbean, there aren't the back-to-back charters. The American owners are using their yachts from time to time. At weekends, they'll fly down. And so the crews have much more time to talk to you, to socialise. And so the actual public relations, the networking, is marvellous.
The feedback has been extremely positive. Certainly comments that I've had from captains and chief stewardesses are along the lines of, it is so good to see VSF here, to know that we can get the level of service.
We are fortunate to be able to offer the finest vintages of the finest wines of the world here in stock in the Caribbean. One of the big advantages of keeping a large stock holding of fine wines here is that they are already settled. The wines that we keep here in the Caribbean have been laid on their sides for a considerable period of time, and are ready for immediate delivery, knowing that they're in perfect condition.
VSF has revolutionised the yacht supply industry with sound business ethics and a dynamic approach to service. Always at the cutting edge, VSF sets the trends that others try to copy. One of the reasons why VSF has become the leading wine supplier to yachts is that VSF goes way beyond the scope of a simple supplier. VSF provides the knowledge, the advice, and even a menu-matching service that can transform a charterer's experience from a mediocre one into a highly memorable occasion that in turn reflects on you, the charter broker. It's no wonder that when the new breed of professional captains and crews are free to make the choice, most choose VSF as their wine supplier. Whether you are chartering in the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, or anywhere else in the world, you know you can rely on the VSF Group to deliver. Supplying and serving wine to the rich and famous on board a yacht can be an intimidating experience. Taking a VSF wine course is a fast and concise way of picking up useful knowledge that will give you confidence when ordering wines, discussing wines with owners and charter guests, and serving them correctly. The courses are tailor-made and focus on the types of wines you are most likely to be serving on board. A VSF wine course is fast-moving, informative, and enjoyable. Whether you are a yacht captain, a chef, steward, or stewardess, VSF warmly invite you to our course. It is a free customer service event sponsored by the VSF Group.
I'm only very new to the whole stewardess, the whole role, so it was great for me because we started from the very basics and we got to work our way through it, so I gained a lot from it.
Very good, thank you, very informative. I had a great time.
So what do you learn during our general introductory wine course?
The main grape varieties in Bordeaux, on the red side, are the Cabernet Sauvignon, which is blended with Merlot. On the other side of the river are the regions of Pomerol and Saint-Emilion. And there it is the Merlot grape that is dominant.
It was very informative, especially about the history of the wine and the different varieties of grapes.
You learn not just about the provenance and production of the world's great wines. There are also many practical tips on how to store and serve fine wine on yachts.
Can you imagine anywhere worse than to put fine wines than on board a yacht? Take them out of their wooden boxes or however they've been transported and put them upright. By having them upright, it doesn't matter how much the yacht moves, the sediment which is separated away will settle at the base of the bottle. But if you put it on its side, it's just going to churn up.
I found it was really, really interesting and good knowledge for us about keeping the wine and serving it and how to get the best possible out of the wine that you're serving.
A VSF wine course will take you through all the essential key areas of wine.
This is the Medoc Peninsula. And in the Medoc Peninsula, we find what is known as the Grand Cru Classé wines. Names like Chateau Latour, Chateau Lafite, Chateau Margaux, Chateau Mouton Rothschild are all here in the Medoc. Burgundy reds can be drunk much younger than Bordeaux's because they're not a tannic wine. The skins are quite supple and soft.
Quite often we all come from different regions from Australia and so have local knowledge of Australian wine but not necessarily of French wine, so doing a course like this, you now have that knowledge.
There's a great difference in the style of wine that is made, however, between what is known as the traditional producing areas, which are the old European areas like France and Italy and Spain. Great difference of style between wines produced in those areas to those that are produced in what is known as the New World.
Attending a VSF wine course includes illustrated and entertaining lectures.
And the objective here is to be able to highlight through the neck the wine so you can see when the sediment comes to the end. Oops, I don't need to worry too much about it at the moment. It's a great test of how sober you are too. There he comes. So you will actually see it. It's rather like an oil slick. So that is sediment. And that's quite interesting because you can see how much there is.
I like the little idea of putting the cork on the decanter as well. Instead of plonking it on the table.
Yeah, the touches.
Yeah, it's just little things like that that you pick up.
All the S's: smell, sense. If you do that, you would be amazed how much flavour you've got in your mouth.
Each graduate receives a set of comprehensive notes to refresh and expand on many aspects of the course.
Somebody decided, along with the Chamber of Commerce in Bordeaux, that we should have a classification system. Let's have a bit of good old bureaucracy put into this. And they decided that they would actually take the chateaux of the Medoc, the main 60, 80 chateaux of the Medoc, and classify them rather like a football league. And they were known as the Première, the first Grand Cru Classé, Deuxième, second, Troisième, Quatrième, Cinquième.
Next time I pick up a bottle of wine, I'll appreciate the label. I actually know where it comes from.
The one thing that is universal throughout all top French wines are the words appellation contrôlée. They brought in the appellation contrôlée rules from the producers to protect themselves, so that the wine in that bottle with the words appellation must have been produced within the region.
VSF wine courses are held in the winter months at certain locations in both the Caribbean and the Mediterranean.
So red Burgundy should be served at 20 degrees Fahrenheit below the ambient temperature we're standing in now. That's a real shock to the system. And for that reason, it isn't often done correctly. But there's nothing worse than a red Burgundy being served too warm. All you get is a sort of alcoholic, well, some people like that, but just a fumy, farmyardy sort of smell, and a taste that is really, not refreshing at all.
Oh, I learned a lot because on boats we deal with very expensive, very beautiful wines. A lot of us don't even know how to handle it, how to decant it, how to serve it, temperatures. It's a very good course.
VSF wine courses have been attended by over 1,000 yacht personnel over 10 years.
The decade of the 1980s was a fantastic decade for Bordeaux. There were so many good years. Not least of all 1982, which is the best year to date, the most recent best year. Although some people say that 2000, when it's ready.
Oh, it's a general knowledge of French wine. It's so confusing when you try and look at what you want. You don't know what you want because you can't tell what it is.
The most expensive wine in Italy was a table wine. And that was followed by Tignanello, Solaya, Ornellaia, and all these wines that are today collectively known as super Tuscans. And these wines are real world beaters. It's really amazing how good some of them are.
Our wine courses are not only informative, but provide an excellent networking opportunity, and they are also a good informal and fun social occasion.
These characteristics have been softened.
The lectures are interspersed with video presentations.
Intended to be made to be drunk only after spending years and years.
A buffet lunch is provided. Our staff are all knowledgeable about wine and are familiar with our products through regular tastings. We also have our own master of wine.
It has been absolutely clear that wine courses and the training of the crew has been absolutely essential. And I think the company has been extremely good in using that off-season productively to ensure that by the time the season starts, the crews who they're going to be working with have really good wine knowledge.
Whether you are a yacht captain,
fantastic, really informative,
chef,
it was a brilliant day, really informative, really good,
steward or stewardess,
I didn't know anything of what he told me, so it's been a real time well spent today.
Attending a VSF wine course will give you a wealth of information, that you will find extremely useful and supportive.
Good tasting the wines afterwards as well, always a bonus.
Cheers!